Thailand, officially the Kingdom of Thailand, located in southern Asia, is known for great eats, martial arts, beaches, and many temples. Thailand also has many islands that are well known that have numerous resorts for tourists. Thailand is truly at the heart of the region. Looking over a map of Thailand will reveal a country whose borders form the rough shape of an elephant's head, the head and ears forming the mostly landlocked northern and eastern provinces, and the trunk extending down the Malaysian peninsula between the Andaman Sea and the Gulf of Thailand. The geography of Thailand features many natural borders with neighboring countries. Covering an area of approximately 514,000 square kilometers, Thailand is the 50th largest country in the world, most nearly equal in size to Spain. As one of the world's most visited countries, many tourists may be edging to get to this cultural land, but in the business world, if you are wanting to enter into the Thai market, there are some things you may want to consider first. Let's take a look at the political economy, social cultural, technology, environmental, and legal systems of Thailand.
Thailand is a country located in Southeast Asia divided into 6 regions covering an area of 514,000 square kilometers. It has a current population of 68 million with a population density of 133 people per square kilometer, making it the 20th most populated country in the world as compared to the United States population of 321 million with a population density of 35.14 people per square kilometer, and being the 3rd most populated country in the world. The Thailand population has virtually stopped growing with the current growth rate at 0.5%. The current male population consists of 49.1% with females at 50.9%. The median age of Thailand's population is 37.99, quite similar to the median age in the United States at 38.01 years old. The population of Thailand has an average life expectancy of 74.7 years, while the United States averages at 79 years.
The Crown Prince of Thailand is 64-year-old King Rama X. He officially accepted an invitation in 2016 by the Thai government to assume the throne as king. Since 1782, the Chakri dynasty has ruled Thailand, beginning with King Rama I. Following the death of his father in October of 2016, the prince requested time to mourn before assuming the throne. His older sister was not able to take the throne due to the fact that women are not allowed to become monarch under Thailand's succession laws. Due to the May 2014 coup, Thailand is currently ruled by a military junta. The Thai political crisis has deepened following the coup in 2014. The military claimed it was saving Thailand from slipping into a new round of political violence after months of anti-Yingluck Shinawatra protests. But in reality, it sought to take control over politics in the twilight of King Rama IX's almost 70-year reign. Thailand scored 35 points out of 100 on the 2016 Corruption Perceptions Index reported by Transparency International. In comparison, the United States is the 18th least corrupt nation out of 175 countries, according to the 2016 rankings. According to the 2017 political scores, the freedom status of Thailand is not free.
We'll now discuss economical context. Thailand has a mixed economy and is still a developing nation, which means there is much opportunity for economic growth for businesses to capitalize on. Top industries include tourism, textiles and garments, and agriculture. State-owned enterprises are primarily in the energy, transportation, telecommunications, and financial sectors. Its GNI at PPP has increased steadily over the last 20 years, with total growth of 146%. Although its GNI is much lower than the U.S., the steady growth is an important factor for potential business investors. GNI per capita at PPP has more than doubled the last 20 years. Thailand has transitioned from a low-income economy to an upper-middle-income economy over the last 40 years. This suggests improvement in the welfare of the overall population and is a positive indicator for potential businesses. Overall, Thailand is rated as a moderately free country on the Index of Economic Freedom. It ranked 67 out of 178 countries in 2016. Most significant to business, its fiscal freedom score indicates a relatively low tax burden for business, Its trade freedom score indicates the country is moderately free of trade barriers, and its investment freedom score indicates there is significant government interference with respect to the flow of investments in and out of the country. Thailand's HDI score has improved significantly over the last 34 years. The improvement is a good indicator of an improved standard of living for the Thai people and is a positive trend for businesses to consider. Thailand's FDI inward and outward flows over the last 10 years have been increasing, and inward flows have been significantly higher than outward flows. By comparison, both trend lines for the U.S. have remained relatively flat. In 2014, the Thailand Board of Investment approved a 7-year investment promotion strategy that provides business incentives to help develop and utilize local resources. Because of the increased FDI flows, it follows that Thailand's FDI inward and outward stock also grew during this time and is anticipated to grow in the future. The value of Thailand's baht compared to the US dollar increased 15% in the last 4 years. China's yuan was surprisingly more stable, while Japan's yen was less stable. From 2000 to 2015, Thailand's imports and exports increased over 200%. Thailand is a member of the 2 regional economic forums, the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, which includes the United States, and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. These associations facilitate economic and trading cooperation among their member nations, which in turn benefit the businesses and investors of those nations. By product sector, the industrial and electrical machinery sector is at the top of both import and export lists.
We will now be moving on to Thailand's socio-culture. Moving on to education in Thailand versus the United States. As you can see above, both the male and female PISA scores in math, reading, and science range slightly lower in Thailand than they do in the United States, as well as comparison with the OECD average. Thai is the official language of Thailand, natively spoken by over 20 million people. In addition to Thai, Thailand is home to other languages as well, which include Chinese, Lao, Malay, Mon-Khmer, and English. English as well is taught as a second language in schools and universities across Thailand. In Thailand, religious beliefs, traditions, and customs run deep and infuse nearly every aspect of life. There is no official stated religion in the Thai constitution, which guarantees religious freedom for all Thai citizens. As you can see above, 93.6% of Thailand's population are Buddhists, followed by 4.9% Muslim, 1.2% Christian, 0.2% being others, and 0.1% practice no religion at all. Folk beliefs celebrate religion through shrines, rituals, and festivals. For example, in the Festival of Lights, many people throw candles down waterways to honor the goddess of water. Although the vast majority of people in Thailand are Buddhist, religious tolerance and freedom are an important part of the Thai mindset. Lastly, I would like to highlight and emphasize Thailand's socio-cultural data. Indicators of cultural will include the Hofstede's and Trumpinar guides. Looking below at Hofstede's data, Thailand ranks higher in power distance and uncertainty avoidance. The largest difference is individualism, where Thailand is ranking lower than the United States.
Now let's talk about the technological progression in Thailand. The percentage of Thailand's research and development has been slowly growing to roughly 0.5% of its gross domestic product, as opposed to the United States at close to 3% of its gross domestic product. As one of the leading agricultural countries and one of the top 5 food exporters, Thailand is best known for utilizing its research and development in the biotechnology sector. It currently houses 165 biotechnology firms with research focused on agriculture, food handling, and tropical diseases such as malaria. In 2012, the total number of patent applications led in Thailand was 1,632. The patent applications included private and legal entities, academic institutions, and government agencies. However, only 638 were granted. The number of patent applications being led and granted is quite small in Thailand. Most of the patent applications are led by foreigners. The number of patents by Thais granted is less than 10% of all patents granted each year. Chemistry is the leading article type for Thailand publications. According to the Science Citation Index Expanded Database in 2012, there were 2,694 scientific and technological articles published by Thai researchers, increasing by 9% from 2011. The data depicted between 2005 to 2011 shows that the annual growth rate of scientific and technological publications decreasing. In 2006, the growth rate increased by 23% before declining to 4 and 9% in 2011 and 2012.
Let's take a look at the environmental and legal aspects of Thailand. With indicators such as health impacts, air quality, forest, biodiversity, and climate, Thailand ranks 78 on the overall Environmental Performance Index. Thailand's dramatic economic growth has caused numerous environmental issues. The country faces problems with air and water pollution, declining wildlife populations, deforestation, soil erosion, water scarcity, and waste issues. Forests are one of the most important indicators that has become an area of concentration in Thailand. One of the greatest threats facing Thailand's forests is illegal logging, which is rapidly degrading Thailand's remaining forests, despite the nationwide ban on rainforest cutting. From the legal aspect, the Kingdom of Thailand is a civil law country with strong common law influences. Laws are normally drafted in broad terms, especially laws regulating commercial activities. Broad powers are delegated to government ministries or organizations, which are empowered to issue notifications or regulations. The Court of Justice is divided into 3 tiers. The Supreme Court, known as the Sarndika, the Court of Appeals, known as the Sarn Yuthorn, and the Court of First Instance, known as the Sarn Shatan. There are also separate juvenile, labor, and tax courts. There are also a number of specialized courts, the Central and Regional Intellectual Property and International Trade Court, as well as the Central Bankruptcy Court. All these courts were created under their own enacting legislation, which also established their specialized procedures. Corruption and the lack of transparency in government procurements are major concerns for U.S. companies. Where corruption is suspected during the bidding process, government agencies and state enterprises reserve the right to accept or reject any or all bids at any time and may also modify the technical requirements. U.S. businesses operating in Thailand should be aware that the government recently amended its Civil Procedure Code to include class action lawsuit provisions. This increases the rule of law and consumer protection in Thailand, but may leave some businesses at higher risk.
Now let's look at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that may affect doing business in Thailand. Strengths. Thailand is the 27th largest export destination for the United States. Thailand is also the second largest economy in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations after Indonesia. It is an upper middle income country with an open economy and a gross domestic product of $375 billion in 2013 alone. Bangkok was recently ranked as one of the world's most popular tourist destinations. The capital is expected to draw some 18 million visitors in this year alone. Weaknesses. Thailand's failure to invest in educational system has resulted in a small size of workforce skilled labor. Thailand's economic prospects have been hampered by dampened consumer spending, higher household debt, and lingering political instability due to the divided population between the country's urban administrative and military elite. An export-dependent economy with exports of goods and services equivalent to nearly 70% of GDP. Opportunities. Vast growth of local airline industries, with 500 airlines and about 30 being considered low-cost carriers. Thailand ranks as the United States' 9th largest export destination. An increase in tourism. The threats. Bombings that target foreign tourists. Any further violence would have a deeper impact on an industry considered a cornerstone of the Thai economy. Thailand, among other Asian countries, remains at a low GDP per capita. Thailand faces heavy global competition, such as when competing with cheaper Chinese products. The domestic political situation, the continued volatile nature of domestic politics, risks damaging Thailand's attractiveness to foreign investors, who may opt to deploy their capital in more stable regions.